right, we're rolling. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This has been a super long time coming. Making a YouTube channel has always been a dream of mine, but I don't know. It's always just kind of been something that I thought that's just kind of what other people did and not really what I did, I suppose. We're here now. I kept on trying to find the right time, and the reality is that there is no such thing as the right time. You just got to start, and everybody starts somewhere. So this is where we're starting. I appreciate you guys clicking on the video, and yeah. So currently, right now, I am 7 weeks out of my first ever bodybuilding show. We'll definitely kind of go in more depth about how prep has been so far and stuff like that later in this video. This part is more so just of an intro, but yep, currently 7 weeks out right now. I wish I would have started this channel at the beginning of the prep or somewhere else kind of along the way. I'm super OCD to the point where I wanted to start it at like an even number or whatever. So I started at 10 weeks out would be cool, or at 12 weeks out would be cool, or 20, whatever. But like I said, there's not a right time. We're doing it right now. We're 7 weeks out of my bodybuilding classic physique debut. Obviously, prep is starting to hit a little bit harder now. Being 7 weeks out, energy is very fleeting. Uh, mood swings, all that good stuff. So, but it's going pretty well today. As far as today's video goes, I just wanted to hop on here first, just to kind of give a little bit of an intro. Welcome you all to the channel, and then we're going to go hit a chest workout, chest and shoulders. Yeah, then after that, we'll recap the lift and then come back. I'll show you what I'm eating for my post-workout meal, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into me, my story, how I started bodybuilding, kind of just all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, chest is on the menu today. It's going to be a good one. I just ate my cream of rice, which, if you know anything about me, that's my favorite meal of the day. So I just smashed that, so I'm feeling good. About a little over 50 grams of carbs. For that meal. Right now I'm sitting at 170 on training days, so knocked quite a bit of those carbs out for that meal. But I like to do that before my workout just to give me that energy. I can deal with low carbs later in the day, that's fine. But as far as pre-workout goes, definitely want to load up, and then obviously post-workout as well. But chest and shoulders on the menu today. But yeah, I'm really excited about this YouTube channel. I just got back from the Olympia yesterday, and just more motivated than ever. All those people there that are filming and just living this life that they never thought they would live, and it came from social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it may be. I've always felt called to YouTube. I've posted TikToks, obviously posted on Instagram and stuff, but I've always felt like YouTube was going to be my place. So we're doing it. The Olympia was insane. Again, I'll talk about that more a little bit later after the workout. But the Olympia was unbelievable. So motivating to be. It's tough being there in prep because taking laps around the expo, and I just wanted to eat every single protein bar, protein snack. I mean, I wanted it all, and I could have none. But it's all good. Seeing those guys on stage, just being at the Olympia was just all the motivation I needed to absolutely dig for these last 7 weeks, and ultimately start a YouTube channel. So I feel like I'm kind of rambling on right now. I'm going to go ahead and head inside, make my aminos, put my shoes on, and then I'll see you in the car on the way to the gym. Let's roll. Can't possibly film my first YouTube video without giving y'all a fit check. Pretty sure I'm in the frame. Boom. Olympia Gym Reaper shirt. This thing was free at the Olympia, which was nuts. Baggy Anaka pants. Then we got the Nike. What are these? Something 6,000. I don't know. Boom. Fit check. Chest day. Let's roll. All right. Here we go. Sam Sulek style, baby. Car talks. Shout out to my sister Delaney. This is her car. My car is currently in the shop. And it's been there for a while, and it's all the way up in Dallas, and I live in Austin. So yeah, not ideal. But shout out to Delaney for letting me drive her car to the gym today. Fire. Gotta play. All right, let's hit it. Today's pre-workout, we're going with the Ghost Electric Limeade, one of the best flavors, in my opinion. All right. Chest and shoulders on the menu today for today's workout. Should be a good one. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty energized. Like I mentioned before, I had a lot of carbs in the pre-workout meal, so I feel really good. Obviously, this fella's going to wake me up a little bit more too. But chest and shoulders, like I said, I'm 7 weeks out right now, so workouts aren't absolutely insane. I'm still pushing really hard. I'm still taking sets to failure, but the volume, I'm kind of pulling back on just a hair, right? So on a movement that I would usually maybe do 4 or 5 sets to failure, now I'm going, more like 2 or 3. Still, again, intensity is super high, but the amount of times that I'm going to put my body under that amount of tension is going to be a little bit less. But should still be a really, really great session. I'm looking forward to it. These sessions right now during prep are super fun. Like my body's changing every single day, and it's pretty cool to see in the mirror. I'm not much of a tank top guy, I'll be honest. I don't know what it is. I like to cover up in the gym. I like oversized outfits. Also, I look unbelievably tan or unbelievably pale. Hello, prep brain. I look unbelievably pale right now. I look like a ghost, dude. It's brutal. But I hope it's not shaking too much too. Whatever. But trial and error. Hey, first YouTube video, give me a break. But it's not a body image thing. I mean, I've definitely struggled with body image before in my life, 100%. But it's not really so much that. I think I'm cold right now too. I'll say that. Anybody that's prepped before, you know what I'm talking about. Once that body fat gets low, you start to become a very cold person, cold all the time. So that's part of it. But in the gym that I go to has really nice AC. So that's part of it, I think. But also, too, I just like an oversized fit. Ever since, whenever I go out, too, like, out to dinner or whatever, like anywhere, not the gym, I'm still in oversized stuff. I love streetwear. I love baggy clothes. And, especially in the gym. I think baggy clothes are completely undefeated. I've always loved the idea of, like, somebody being able to look at me through some baggy ass clothes and still be like, yo, that guy's huge. You know what I mean? That's always been like I had a coach when I was playing college football. Again, stories coming later, trust. But life stories on the way later. But when I was playing college ball, I had a coach who was an absolute workout beast, strength coach. Shout out to Coach Terry. And he would always wear sweatshirts, sweatpants in the gym, but he was so huge that, like, you still knew that he was jacked, like that he was so jacked, and you like wanted him to take it off, but you knew he wasn't gonna. I like that. That's kind of my thing. It's like I want people to want me to take my stuff off, but I'm not gonna. But I have a tank in the bag, like a proper YouTuber. But I suppose we'll see if I actually end up putting it on TBD. To get this thing going, I live pretty close to the gym right now. It's only like a 10-minute drive, so we're almost there already. Been pretty nice. Really nice, honestly, to live so close to the gym during prep. Not have to drive, 30, 45 minutes, being able to kind of take my time, get into the gym. And then whenever I'm starving after the workout, get home super quick and be able to get a meal in. So been a game changer living this close for sure. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I'm not really sure how Sam Sulek does this for so long. But yeah, I'm going to sip on this pre-workout, listen to some music, and I'll see you in the gym. All right, y'all. Made it to the gym. Chest and shoulder session. About to go down. Feel good. Just going to warm up really quick. It's the worst part of the whole entire workout, obviously, is the warm-up. But got to do it. Because I'm pretty sure my coach would probably castrate me if I got hurt right now. So, gonna warm up, and I'm gonna get straight to this chest and shoulder session, and y'all are gonna come right along with me. Let's get it. Gonna start out with some good old-fashioned pec deck. Just gonna get the chest nice and warm. That definitely more of an upper chest focus on my push days. Everybody lacks the upper chest, so I like to really, really spam it, obviously. But hope I'm talking loud enough. But yeah, I like to start on this just to get a really, really nice stretch, really, really nice contraction. Probably go 2 or 3 working sets. So I'll move on. But let's get it. Pretty good. Probably go 2 working sets from there, and then that'll be it for this. Make sure I'm not screaming here. Or I also got to make sure I'm talking loud enough. But next movement, I've been really obsessed with these lately. So I'm going to go a little superset, regular lateral raises. And then the part that I've been obsessed with is just bending over a little bit and pushing with just that side like pad of your hand and then going rear delts. So warm up set, 1 each, and then I'll probably go like 2 working sets on each and go from there. Super light for a set. Do not need any amount of serious weight for the rear delts on this one. It's pretty much just constant tension the whole entire time on them. So I don't go heavy on the rear delts at all on these. Woo. 7 weeks out, man. I start to feel the fatigue during these sets so much quicker. All right. We're getting to the meat and potatoes now. This is probably, I don't know if this is crazy to say, but Smith machine incline press. Probably a top 5 movement for me. Just like of all the workout movements that exist. This one will probably happen. Disclaimer, this movement will probably happen every single chest day that I do. Unless I do it with somebody else and they have a different philosophy. But I think this is so sick. I set the seat up really, really high to just, like I mentioned earlier, just lock in on that upper shelf. So I'm pretty depleted, obviously 7 weeks out. So I'm starting at 2 plates and might stay there, might go up. We'll see. But let's get after it. First working set. As much as I hate to say it, I think 2 plates is plenty. Yeah. 1 or 2 more there. Good set. I mean the like, what's the word? The activation in the upper chest is unbelievable. I just don't feel very strong. Good set though. I'm gonna take a lap around the gym, get some steps in, and might do another set. Probably won't. We'll see. Hello and welcome to the part of the video that was supposed to happen last night. I got about halfway through filming this part, and then in proper new YouTuber fashion, my camera died. And it was probably like, I don't know, 8 p.m. at the time. And if you've ever done a bodybuilding prep, you know that 8 p.m., that's pretty late. Move you a little closer here. 8 p.m. is pretty late when it comes to being 7 weeks out of a bodybuilding show. So, and just, I mean, that was just annoying when it happened. So I just was like, yep, okay, ate my last meal and then I went to bed. So here we are. It's the next morning. Well, it is 12:35. Today did my cardio this morning, 45 minutes of the stairs. I've eaten my first meal. Got legs today, so gonna just chill for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna eat my cream of rice and then go make my legs scream for help, even though they already are because of the Stairmaster. But hey, 7 more weeks of grind time, and then it's gonna be all be worth it. But as I sip on my coffee that says "Daddy," I have a coffee mug collection. I'm sure I'll go into it in a YouTube video later on. You guys have a lot to learn about me, and I'm excited about it. But as I sip on my coffee out of my daddy mug, I wanted to just sit here and tell you guys my story and what brought me, or what has brought me, over the last 23 years to be sitting on this outdoor couch with a mic in my hand and a camera in front of me, starting a new YouTube channel. You know, if there's one thing that I really want to be on this YouTube journey, it's real and authentic. And I feel like really the only way for me to start out on the right foot with being real and authentic is just telling you guys my story. I was born in Virginia, moved to Texas when I was 4. Soon after moving to Texas, I saw football for the first time. I remember the first day that I saw football. There was a little field outside of the neighborhood that we lived in that was like the youth field out in Liberty Hill, Texas. Shout out. But yeah, the like youth field for the youth league was literally like right outside of my neighborhood. So I was in kindergarten at the time, I believe, and my dad brought me to a game, just like a youth game, and I was like, "Yep, this is it for me. This is what I was born to do. This is what I was put on earth to do. Is whatever this game is." And so we tried to sign me up for tackle football as a kindergartner, which is a little bit alarming, but it was too late. So waited until first grade. So I started playing tackle football in first grade. I didn't ever do any flag or like touch or whatever other than recess. But yeah, I started playing tackle football in first grade. I scored a touchdown the first time I ever touched the ball in my first ever game. It was the kickoff. It was the opening kickoff of my first ever football game. Probably I remember it like it was yesterday. Um, I don't know. I probably remember it being a lot cooler than it actually was. But yeah, scored a touchdown on my first play. Fell in love with it right there. And the next 14 years, 13 years after that, football is all that mattered to me, literally. Completely consumed me, was really, really toxic. It started out, you know, as a kid, as just being a fun sport that I like to play with my friends, but quickly turned into, I mean, I still loved it, but it quickly turned into something very, very toxic in my life. And the wind is picking up, so I hope you can still hear me. But it just became very toxic to the point where it was complete, like my performance on the field completely dictated how I viewed myself and how much I loved and respected myself as a person. Um, some really high highs. I mean, I'd play really, really well sometimes, and then some really low lows whenever I thought I played bad. And so, you know, I didn't really get much of a childhood with it either. I mean, excuse me. I didn't really get much of a childhood either because of football. You know, I obviously played in the fall. That's football season. But then I would play on select teams in the spring, and then I'd go to camps, FBU camps, shout out, and like Next Gen and all those. I'd do all those camps like in the summertime and whatnot. The sun's starting to poke out over there, so I'm gonna scoot forward. But I would do, you know, the summer camps and all that good stuff at a young age. But I wanted to do it. That was the thing, right? Like my parents never forced me to do it. My dad never had to just pry me out of bed to get me to practice. Like I always wanted to do it. I loved football. I really did. That love for the game didn't really start to fade until college. So I had a great high school career. I played at Prosper High School up in North Texas. It was awesome. We were 6A, played in some giant stadiums, played against some unbelievable guys that are very big time NFL players. Now I'll probably go into that'd be fun. I should do like a top 5 or 10 players I've played against in my life. That'd be cool. But yeah, high school experience was awesome. Like I said, played in some huge stadiums in front of some giant crowds. Went deep in the playoffs a few times. All state, whatever else. Yeah, it was cool. After high school, I went to Rice on a full scholarship to play football. Pretty much right there is when everything kind of shifted. If you have any experience with college athletics, you know that it is not the same as high school or anything else. And my view of myself was already completely dictated on like how I played and how I performed, right? But in high school, I had the luxury of having some coaches that really believed in me, right? So that would reassure me whenever I was, freaking out about missing a tackle or two or whatever else. Like, hey man, you're our guy. It's all good. When you get to college, unless you're a freaking Heisman candidate, that's not how it is, right? So now my performance, my worth was now to other people also based on how I performed, right? Not a really good place to be considering that's already how I felt about myself. So I just added a lot of pressure and a lot of anxiety and a lot of just, I don't know. I completely lost. It just felt like such a chore because I would hate myself so much if I played badly, to the point where I didn't want to play because I was too scared to play badly, if that makes sense. Just because of the mental that would come after it. But freshman year at Rice, I was actually freshman all conference. I played in every game. Lots of special teams and stuff like that at the beginning of the season. Nothing insane. Ended up starting 3 games at the end of the year due to an injury to the guy that was starting above me. But yeah, I had a good year, decent. I definitely put on some weight, freshman 15, 20, 30, a lot. I was playing linebacker at 250 my freshman year, so a little chunky. But yeah, had a decent freshman year, but was really, really excited going into the next year. In the spring, I lost a lot of weight over that winter off season, got in really, really good shape. Came into spring ball feeling great. Had a great spring. Starter, made a lot of plays, was feeling great. Had a great summer. And going into fall camp, I was really excited. This is the time that I'm going to become the football player that I'm supposed to become. And then right at the end of that summer, shit just hit the fan. So one of the last runs of the summer, I pulled both of my hamstrings simultaneously. Neither of them were like super severe pulls, but I said pull, right? I'm pretty sure I said pull. Whatever. Neither of them were severe, but I definitely pulled my hamstrings. One of them was worse than the other. I believe one of them was worse. I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, pretty much was walking around stiff-legged for a while. Could hardly do the run. So that was kind of like all right, that was weird. But luckily we got a few days off after summer training was done to go home, spend some time with our families and whatnot, and then come back for fall camp. So when we got back for fall camp, I went home and got crazy amount of treatment. Shout out to Built For It. Keisha and Chico and Kayvon and all them actually worked there after whatever. It's later part of the story. But when I was training there as an athlete, you know, it was great. And I went there and got a shit ton of needles and, you know, hot, cold, whatever. I mean, I threw the kitchen sink at my hamstrings so it wouldn't affect me whenever I got back to school. It worked. Got back. Hammies felt fine. I was wearing a sleeve on one of them. Again, I don't remember which one it was because one was worse, but the other one was fine. And then the one I really probably didn't even need to wear a sleeve. It was just precautionary. Had a great first few days. Again, starter. It's not even close. Like, I'm leader on the team. Like, I feel great about where I'm at. And then probably about day 3 or 4 of camp, I just started feeling really, really sick. Just like really lethargic, really like no energy. Just really, really sick. I couldn't eat. And like, that's something that I've never, like, I know I'm really fucked up if I can't eat. Like, eating is my favorite thing ever. And so if I can't eat food, something's wrong. And so I finally just went to the trainer and was like, hey, something ain't right. And so obviously it was 2021. No, this was 2022. So somewhat a little bit of time after COVID, but it was still kind of a thing. So they COVID tested me, whatever. They like STD tested me, all kinds of stuff. It was crazy. Everything came back negative, and then they finally tested me for mono, and I had it. So I don't know if you've ever had mono before. I genuinely do not wish mono upon my worst enemy, upon Satan himself. I don't wish mono upon. It was to this day the worst physically I've ever felt in my entire life. So what happens when you get mono is that you can't do anything. And if you do, it puts a lot of stress on your spleen, which can enlarge and then rupture, which could cause a lot of internal bleeding, and it can kill you, right? So that was alarming to hear. I didn't know that at first. So they said that. I just figured it would be like, oh, I just feel like shit, but I'm still going to go to practice just like I have the flu or whatever. No, I could not move a muscle for 3 weeks. So naturally, if you know anything about, training and taking time off or whatever, going from being in great shape to then literally not being able to do like literally anything. Like walking was taxed. Like I couldn't walk as much. Like I had to do literally nothing for 3 whole weeks. So that whole time my team is playing, they're hitting, they're getting used to playing football again, right? And I'm just watching. And then week 1 finally rolls around. We go up to USC, play against Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley in their first game at USC. That was pretty awesome. I got cleared on the Wednesday before that game. Yeah, hadn't had full pads on since the spring, and then was thrown in the fire against USC. I didn't start that game, but I played quite a bit. I played a good bit of special teams, played maybe half-ish of the defensive snaps, maybe a little bit less than half. Felt awful. I mean, like, I'd run down on kickoff and I was gassed. I mean, I haven't done anything in weeks. And so that was tough. And so we got our asses kicked in that game, naturally. USC was really good that year. They kicked our ass. But after that game, we come back and we have McNeese State the next week, who we kicked their ass. So I guess my coach thought it would be a good time to get me back in the mix. So I was starting on all 4 special teams, and this might sound gibberish to some people. If you know, you know. I'll kind of try to explain it a little bit. But I was starting on all 4 special teams, so punt, block, kickoff, and kickoff return. Was drilling the hell out of those all week. And then on Friday comes around, my coach lets me know, hey, you're starting on defense too now. Welcome back. And I'm like, I'm excited, right? Because I'm like, finally, I'm back. I get to play again. Let's go. So excited. Boy, was I so not ready to play that much. I think genuinely, I don't know if there's a way to check this, but I don't know if there is another inside linebacker in the country that has ever started on defense and started on every single special team. I don't think that exists. That was me against McNeese State. safe to say I played the genuine worst game of my entire career. Really bad. Ended up losing my starting spot again after that, which really put me deep into the gutter mentally, obviously. And then fast forward a couple weeks, I was playing against UAB. I was still playing, like I wasn't starting, but I was getting rotated in quite a bit. And we're playing against UAB, I get in the backfield, make a good play, and I get a concussion. So at this point, like I knew I got up and was like, didn't know where I was at, got the play call, had no idea what I was doing. Thank God they didn't throw the ball to the running back, so it would have been a touchdown. But yeah, I came to the sidelines, whatever, and I'm like, okay, you have a concussion right now. Option one is to tell them and have to take more time off of this season, or bury it and try to keep playing. Obviously, I went with the second option, like any dumbass college linebacker would. So that happened against USC. That was week 4. I want to say week 6 or 7. We went out to Louisiana Tech. My helmet came off on a 4th and 1, and I hit the ground really hard with my head. So that was concussion number 2 that I still didn't say anything about. All the way until week 9. So week 9 rolls around. It's Monday practice. I get hit in the head with a hand. We're doing some stupid little drill, and one of my teammates hits me on the head with his hand, which should not be an issue, considering the hits that you take in a football game. A hand whack to the head should be nothing. It caused me to have a trauma-induced migraine. So yeah, it was just a horrible, horrible, horrible headache. I was nauseous. It was awful. Finally ended up saying something and going to the doctor. And I never played a snap of football after that. So basically from there, did a lot of tests. They were like, yeah, you're not going to play for a long time. I was like, okay, fair, whatever. Honestly, I was kind of relieved at this point. Like I hated football at this point in time. And then we start going through the rest of the season. I'm not playing. I'm miserable. And it was nice at first, but then I start to get miserable, right? Because it's like, now I have concussions. So it's like, I can't go to school. I can't leave the house, right? And I lived with 2 of my best friends on the team. They were gone all day, practice, school, hanging out with the team, like all the things that I would have been doing had I not had concussions. So it was a very lonely time, a very sad time, to the point where my coach actually had a meeting with me after the season was over, and he told me, hey, I can tell you're miserable here. I think you should transfer. I said, okay. So by the grace of God, I transferred to Texas A&M University to go play. They gave me a PWO. Basically, come in, prove yourself, work your way onto the field, and see what happens. And at that moment in time, I was just, I shouldn't have done it, to be honest with you. I should have gone somewhere that would have given me a scholarship. But obviously, Power 5 comes calling, and they're giving you a chance. It's hard to turn that down or whatever. So I just transferred. Like, I didn't get cleared from my injuries at Rice. They never said I could play again or whatever. I 100% would have gotten medically DQ'd if I stayed there. But transferred, got to A&M, and I was like, nope, I'm all good. Everything is fine and dandy. No injuries. I'm all good. Go through that whole entire winter workouts, 4th quarters, all that good stuff. And then first day of pads in spring ball, I got hit in the shoulder and then suffered another concussion. So after that was over, I just went into the locker room and I called my dad and I was like, hey, I'm scared. I can't play football anymore. Like I play linebacker, which is the most physical position arguably on the field. And like, if I hit somebody with my shoulder, I get a head injury. Out of respect for the game of football, I don't think I can play anymore. And obviously out of respect for me and myself, my future wife, my future kids, whatever it may be, I can't continue down this path. I'm going to be brain dead. And so yeah, after a lot of thought and whatever, decided to go tell him, and I decided to medically retire from playing football. So that obviously sent me down a spiral. I didn't know what to do with my life. That's all my life was for so long, was just football, 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 football. And then being away, it was nice. I was done playing football for sure. I was glad I wasn't playing, but I had nothing to then pour that energy into. So I pretty much just became a college piece of shit. The normal, never go to class, high all day, getting hammered every single chance I could have. Blew up to like 275 pounds. I started powerlifting just as an excuse to get fat and eat whatever I wanted. And yeah, so I retired in March or April of 2023. And then that November, I did a powerlifting meet, which, again, stupid, whatever. But I did a powerlifting meet, and I was 275 pounds. I actually was overweight in that powerlifting meet. I don't know if I'm throwing somebody under the bus here, but they let me still compete because I was the only one in my weight class. But I was over 275 pounds. That was the day that I said, okay, something's got to change. This is embarrassing. What's happening? So decided to start bodybuilding, or I guess training like a bodybuilder, with the idea later on that I was going to compete. Completely fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with bodybuilding, the training. It was always something that I loved. Like, I loved going to the gym. I never liked working out like a football player. People always had to stop me from doing extra work. I just wanted to go hit buys and tries and get jacked as fuck. And I was always worried about the way I looked and stuff. So whenever, it was all said and done and I started bodybuilding, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I enjoy this. So I went on a big cut. I got down to like 210. I was super lean, really small, but super lean. And then that whole entire like 65-pound cut just made me fall in love with the sport of bodybuilding. So hired a coach. Shout out to Ty Woosley, still my coach to this day and will be for a long time. Hired a coach and just started bodybuilding. In that time period, I also dropped out of college. College dropout over here. My brain I couldn't keep up. I got hit in the head too many times. Attention span wasn't there. Maybe if I went back and tried again, I could do it, but really brutal. Could not keep up. But so moved back home, started training. I became a trainer, and then started bodybuilding. And so that's what pretty much brings me to here. 7 weeks out of my first bodybuilding show, and it has been an unbelievable journey so far on this prep. It's been smooth. It's been seamless. I feel amazing. Obviously, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I want more food, whatever else. But, I mean, cardio is easy right now. Training isn't too bad. Like, I feel so great. I just went to the Olympia this past weekend, which was amazing. I'll probably talk about that maybe in a different video. But because this one's gotten a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I'm so motivated right now for this show, and so motivated for this YouTube channel. So I'm excited to, film my journey here and have you guys, tag along with me, get to know each other. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about it. But yeah, that's my story. That's what brings me here, talking to you guys. And we're 7 weeks out. It's going to be awesome. So pretty much this video is a lot more of an intro, right? Obviously I talked a little bit at the beginning of the video, did a quick workout. And then this is obviously the meat and potatoes of the video. Now moving forward, it's going to be very, very prep focused, more like a prep series. Full day of eatings, obviously workouts, things I do on my off days, things like that. This is all brand new to me, so I'm excited to figure out what content I really like to post, figure out what content you guys like to see, just go from there. But super excited. Sponsored by Evogen. So if you guys like Evogen products, they're the best in the game. Use code Siano, SIANO, at checkout to save yourself some money. Hopefully there will be a lot more codes and sponsorships coming soon. But yeah, really excited to start this channel, get to grow with you guys. And I'm going to go eat my pre-workout meal and go hit legs. But I will see you guys in the next video for the first episode of the prep series, I suppose. Yep, code Siano at Evogen to save yourself some money. God bless. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.